Hi there, good morning, and welcome to this, your daily Tottenham briefing. A club advisory panel. Does that mean there will be club advisory panel beaters? I'll nominate myself as a candidate for that job. That was off the cuff, by the way. There's nothing scripted here. I've got a couple of pointers, but that's it, so apologies. This is a big deal for lots of people, and I hate to interfere with anybody's Rice Krispies, but this is not a big deal. This is lip service, and this is a pat on the head. And I've seen on some individuals who will remain nameless on social media talking about this being a first step, affecting change, altering outcomes. Using fan and supporter influence. No. And I'll explain why. And I've got a brilliant little simple analogy for this. And, I challenge anybody to say, prove otherwise. In happier times, in the 70s, I remember I definitely had one go, and I saw other kids go as well. And it was like this super cool thing. But when you're on an aeroplane, the stewardess would come by and say, would you check with your parents? Would you like to go and say hello to the captain? And have a look in the cockpit. And it was great. You went in there and the guys sing. They goes, hello, what's your name? And, and all that business. And just a couple of minutes, you came away. It was like, wow. Because in those days it was just like a massive thing, and that's what's going to happen here with the Spurs boardroom. You're going to be taken in by the stewardess. The key points here are the fact that it's a non-executive seat on the board. Okay, so that means just like the child in the cockpit, you can say to the pilot or to the CEO, we should buy so-and-so, or we should halve the ticket prices. And just like the child in the cockpit, it's like saying, can we go to Mexico? And the guy will look back to you, smile benignly and say, I'm afraid we're just about to land in Luton. You don't have a say. You can make all the suggestions you want, and as long as you don't get up on the table and start removing your undergarments and stuff, I guess they'll listen to pretty much anything. But this is not a position of power, and at which point I just need to put in here public apology, because I got something really wrong. And the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust put out a tweet, which is just beautiful. They were completely wrong-footed by this. Now, when the Chelsea thing came out and they said they were going to let fans in, I immediately said, I really hope the Spurs follow this, because it will just extinguish the trust, because that's what it will do. And so this wrong-footed the trust. They hadn't cottoned on that this could happen. And they put out a tweet last night or yesterday, whenever it was. And it said, we I can't remember the phrasing, but it was something like taken aback or surprised or whatever by this development. And it was a holding sort of tweet. And it said, I'd like to thank everybody for their support and their solidarity. So I'm sorry, I called you Marxists. I got that entirely wrong. You're communists. So, non-executive director, there are two kinds of those, as I understand it, in the world. The first one would be what a business does to bring in additional expertise for specific projects. So you've got people running a football club, for example. It's not unreasonable that everybody on the board of that business is kind of focused that way in some respect, to varying degrees. So I think Spurs brought in a guy, and forgive me, I can't remember his name, but he was a proper blue chip sort of calibre of chap. And he, I think I'm right in saying that he had some involvement with air miles, perhaps even the bid for the Olympics in London or something like that. Clearly gave the board the benefit of his wisdom and his years of experience in various negotiations, discussions, so forth. And he was gone after a couple of years, maybe even less, I don't know. But that's one example. Another example of a non-executive director is that you get pressured by the mob and you've got a headache because they're outside your office window, jumping up and down, shouting. And they don't like this, and they don't like that, and they don't like the other, and everybody out, and you know, and it's very bad for business. This can't be emphasised enough. You do not want people outside your place of work jumping up and down. It's very, very bad, very bad. So what you do is you offer them a what do you call it? Like an ongoing. What would you call it? Like an everlasting pencil. You know, this deal whereby, you know, every year they get to vote in 2 or 3 fresh faces, and my guess is that it's going to be some face from Twitter, which will be fantastic, because one of these intellectual doyens, you know, one of these real friends, will get the chance to be in the boardroom, but never tell anybody about it, tweet about it, or blog about it, because they'll have signed a non-disclosure agreement. You see where this is heading? It's heading nowhere. So, non-executive director, you can sit there, you can make all the suggestions you want. You can say, I think the tickets should be half price. I think we should buy Carlos kick a ball from Benfica, whatever it might be. You're going nowhere because you're the only person in the room who doesn't actually have a vote. You have a voice, but you don't have a vote. And if your voice becomes disruptive, you'll be out. It's as simple as that. So yeah, the whole thing is just, it's lip service, it's patting on the head, it's mummy, can I have a balloon? Yeah, you can have a balloon. Look, I've got a balloon. I feel sorry for the people that have misunderstood it. I really do. This is, and I think we're close to having wrapped this up because I'm just going to end up repeating myself. We live in a Western democracy. Tottenham Hotspur may be the most important thing in your life, but this is a private business, and you're not going to ever effect any more change than that which the business seeks to make itself. Like I said to you before, it's like me with IKEA. I love IKEA, I love the food, but I don't like the canteen. There's nothing I can do. I can write to them, and I can ask them to close the canteen down because it's smelly and I don't like the noise and the kids and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, it's their business. So we'll see where this goes. I think there's going to be a lot of what's the right word? Stuffed shirts. You know, a lot of superheroes emerging from social media, which will be endlessly amusing, because it's a bit like saying, well, I was the first man. I was the first man on the moon. You know, when they open it up to the public, or the first woman that bought us a ticket to go to the moon. Oh, amazing. What was it like? Can't tell you. Have you got any pictures? No. Well, did you go? Oh, yeah. Definitely went. Yeah, it was cost a fortune, but it was really worth it. So why can't... Well, I had to sign a NDA. And that's where they are. Good luck. Keep it on.